Hello, everyone. My name is Kimberly Inez Mays, and for those who don't know me, I demystify technology for small businesses so that they can generate and nurture leads with marketing automation and AI. And I am doing a little bit of an encore presentation. So, I recently gave a presentation on the types of technical systems that podcasters can use for their podcasts. And it was a really cool training. I got a lot of great questions and really great feedback, and I couldn't have been happier with how it turned out. So I'm going to be giving just a truncated, abbreviated, abridged version of the training here, because a lot of you guys may want to start a podcast or may want to start any sort of project that requires you to have an abundance of systems and tools in place for you to broaden your reach and execute your vision. So that's what we're going to talk about right now for the next, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes, and then I'm going to be explaining a little bit more about what I do and the types of things that I want to teach in 2025. So as of this recording, it is January 2025, so the new year just got kicked off. So if getting a podcast is on your vision board or your resolution list or whatever, then this might be something you would be interested in. And if you already have a podcast, you can still listen in if you want. So without further ado, if you see me look this way, I'm just looking at my other monitor. But actually, let me go back. So it's called Your Podcast Journey: Tools and Systems for Success. And yes, I get a lot of questions about the AI faces that I do with my face on it, cartoons and other things. So I'll be teaching how to do that too, but that's not the objective of what we're going to be talking about here. So a little bit about me. I already said what I said, but I have over 16 years of big data experience. And I love big data because you can do so much with data. It's ridiculous. And, marketing and automation's no exception. So I wrote about marketing and I love it so much. I wrote a book about it, Marketing and Cats, Perfectly Persuasive. I'll give you the details of where you can pick that up. But anywho, I want to do it like a little story-based thing, right? And I'm not going to be calling out specific tools. You already know where I stand on being platform agnostic, so we're just going to get that out the way. You know where I stand on that. I'm going to be covering concepts. And if you have questions about tools, I got resources for you. So first, let's tell a story, right? It's about a fictional podcaster named Mary. And yes, I created the face that you're seeing on the screen now. So Mary has a passion for storytelling, and she wants to launch a podcast, but she feels overwhelmed by all the tools and systems that she needs, right? And if you feel very overwhelmed, you're not alone. A lot of people feel overwhelmed. So if you have a great idea, but you don't know where to start, you don't know how to get organized, and you don't really know what you don't know. You want to grow your audience and you want to make some money. So we're going to be covering a lot of the tools to do just that. Planning and organization is key. If you don't plan to fail, you plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Sorry, I got the quote mixed up. So if you need any sort of system to keep track of your episodes, if you are on the lower end technologically wise and budget wise, you can't go wrong with a spreadsheet. But if you want something more robust, I highly recommend things like Airtable, Asana, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is that you want to have some sort of tracking system for your content calendar, for your guests, for your episodes, and things like that. You want to create a workflow to track ideas, publication, and publishing, especially if you're working with other people in your production team. You need to know where your podcast is in terms of the production and the publication, the launch, the posting, and etc. If you're working with a team, a VA, you want to know what episodes they're currently planning for, getting guests for, doing any sort of audio cleanup, any sort of marketing, things like that. So you need a system to track all of that. And you need a system for your editorial, calendar, and to stay on schedule. And then you need to think about how you want to build an audience. I am a big proponent and evangelist of email marketing. Oh my God, if you're not building your email list, I think that that is very, very sad because, as I said multiple times, platforms come and go, right? And if you are just relying on people to remember you and not reaching them where they are, you're going to be sad. If you are relying on a social media algorithm, you're going to be disappointed because you don't know what the algorithm is programmed to do. Not even your social media manager knows fully. They have an idea, but it's proprietary to the company and they can change their policies at any time. They owe you nothing because if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. And we see this with the sunsetting or the blockage of certain platforms all the time. So grow your list. And how you can do that is have something that the fans want outside of listening to your podcast. This can be a course, this can be a free tool, this can be additional episodes. I'll talk about memberships later, but find a way to bring people into your ecosystem because having their data is gold. Having a way to reach them is gold. And most platforms are not going to give this to you. You have to get explicit opt-in and consent. And then once you have that, you have permission to reach people where they are, whether it's via email or text message or even direct mail. Social media schedulers, automate your posts, save some time, right? If you are coming out with new episodes and you want to hook it up to maybe your RSS feed, which is just a feed of everything that you've published, you want things to go out at a certain time and you want it to reach your audience and reach your list, you can absolutely do that. And then just create a community to engage with listeners directly. When you create a community, you get the information again from the people who are listening and your loyal listeners so that you can have them in case you need to ever move your podcast or your content somewhere else. Very, very key. And then you want to engage loyal fans with subscriptions. So if you have exclusive content, if you have early episodes and bonus episodes, you can definitely have something that creates exclusivity, a VIP tier. People like that. People appreciate that. And, you know, as you grow your audience, this might be something you want to think about. Exclusive newsletters and memberships. I encourage everybody who has a podcast, have a website with it. You know, it doesn't have to be a super robust website, but it should be somewhere where people can find you. Because if you're just relying on your Apple Podcast page or Spotify page or this page or that page, you don't own those pages. You don't own that website. So that can change at any time. So put together a little website for your podcast. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can be one page with just the domain name, some information about it, and maybe where they can click to find your content. Again, you want to make sure that you are bringing people back into your own environment so that if you decide to move platforms, people know where to find you and you know where to contact them. And then you need to track. You need to know if your efforts are paying off and what's resonating. So every podcast platform that you are uploading to has analytics. Look at your analytics. Look at your YouTube analytics too. You can put your podcast on YouTube. And what's nice is that it is a Google product. So you can also avail yourself to Google Analytics to see where your audience is coming from, your trends and behaviors. You can track visits to your website. You can track listening times, downloads with Google Analytics. You can track downloads with other things, but you can track so much. That's what I'm trying to say, is definitely keep on track of what you need to track. And then you can monetize your podcast. I know a lot of people, they have branded merch. There are literally probably hundreds, if not thousands, or 8,000, I don't know, some large number of places you can sell things. So pick one, post it where you post your episodes if they want to get any additional resources or merchandise that you have. You can also partner with brands through affiliate programs. And then, shopping cart platforms are a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. So just put your stuff on somewhere that people can find it. That's literally that easy, right? Will it absolutely take off as soon as you post it? No, you need to nurture an audience, right? You need to have content that they want. You need to build, and it's not going to be instantaneous. But having these things in mind when you get started is going to pay off. You want to just make sure that you're thinking with the end in mind and just thinking, okay, what are the types of tools that I will need to execute my big vision, and then work towards it, because you don't want to have a large audience and then start scrambling on how to get any information from them or how to take them to the next level in your business. You want to make sure that you start off thinking about this at first. And then, all right, so then here's a success story. This is a fictional character, of course. The right systems and tools in place. You have organized episodes, a loyal audience, and then multiple streams of income as well. So at the end of the day, having a system behind your vision really helps. So whether it's a podcast, whether it's a channel, whether it's a course, whether it's a coaching program, just having things that can support you, making it easy for people to do business with you, making it easy for people to pay you, making it easy for people to find you, making it easy for people to hear from you, are all things that matter. And if you're overwhelmed by technology, it's not something that's insurmountable. It's something that's very, very doable. And we're going to just talk about a little bit about how I help with all of that. So, I'm going to skip this page because I gave this slide to people in person. So when you're doing things in person, you need to have a way for them to reach you. And a lot of people who are watching you in person don't necessarily have their laptops open. And even if they do, you have to find a way for them to go to your website or go to your landing page. And you have to reduce the friction of anyone taking action. So that's why I have a QR code here. But then again, this was in person. I just want to throw that out. So a few things that I do done for you services. So I work in a platform called High Level for now, until I decide I no longer want to do so. But this is a very popular platform that I use in my business, and it pretty much does everything that I want it to do. It does everything that I talked about when it comes to calendaring, when it comes to emails, when it comes to selling products and courses. So I just recommend you find something that works for you. For people who are more intermediate in their business or who have a larger budget and just want to figure out how to get things set up and how to get things done, this can be a great tool for you. But if you're not there yet, if you're on a budget and if you just want to launch something and kind of see if it works, I would probably recommend something simpler, which is why I got something for that. It's the Automated Thought Leader Academy. So if you are not wanting something completely done for you, because let's face it, it's time intensive and expensive to get something done for you, my Automated Thought Leader Academy meets you where you are. So if you want somebody to walk with you, hold you by the hand, and get you there faster than if you could do it alone, this is a great alternative. So it's my monthly members only training portal full of automation resources and tools. You get 2 times a month to ask me literally anything on a call, but you also get the community where you can ask me during the month, and every month we do a challenge of sorts. So you learn how to do maybe ideation with AI, market research, building a funnel, building a landing page, things that are just really, really simple to do. And I'll go over what I have for 2025. But literally, this is the done with you system. So if you do need to use a MailChimp, or if you do need to use a Constant Contact, or if you want to use a Gumroad, for example, to sell products, or an Etsy, then this is a great alternative to a done for you service, because not only do you get the hand holding, but you also get the basic concepts behind what it is that you want to do in your business. You get the strategy so that you can take it to any platform, really. If you outgrow a platform, if a platform sunsets, if you need to change over, having the knowledge really, really helps. And then here's all the things that I plan to do for 2025. And I'm just going to go over them really quickly because I want to announce my next one that I'm going to do. So right now, I've already done the AI vision board. This was an idea that I had back in, I think, earlier January 2025, where I delivered this training to my free group. And I encourage everybody to join that group. That one is free. So this was a free training, which I used ChatGPT, OpenAI's ChatGPT, Dolly, and a little bit of Midjourney to create a robust AI vision board. So that was awesome. Really, really loved that one. So go ahead and check that one out. That is one of the ones that I did. But the next one coming up is the AI for Business Programs and Services Workshop. So if you are ever wondering, how do I use AI in my business? What are the types of things I can do? What are the types of things that I can leverage it for? And what should I do? What should I not be doing? It goes way beyond copywriting, and I'm going to be showing you some examples of that, particularly using ChatGPT, because I think right now it is the best large language model generative AI platform out there still. There are others. I'm not going to say that others don't work. They absolutely do, but I tend to stick with one for demonstration purposes, and we're going to go through the full gamut of creating programs, services, refining, vetting, getting comfortable with prompting, because 2025 is the year of the AI agent. So hop on board. This is going to be a fun ride. And then, speaking of AI agents, we're going to be looking at custom GPTs, again, in the open AI ecosystem, but you never know exactly what I'm going to be throwing in. So these are customized instructions for you if you want to do any particular thing with generative AI, whether you want to create a particular piece of content, or you want a response, or you want just literally anything you want to build. It's like building your own little business bestie. So we're going to be doing this. This is February the 18th. Everything is on a Tuesday night, by the way. So if you cannot make it live, it will be recorded, and all the information will be posted shortly. And then we're going to do a lead magnet level up workshop. I've done lead magnet challenges and workshops so many times over the past couple of years, so this is going beyond the PDF, because right now with generative AI, there are a lot of crap trash lead magnets out there now that's just like done, and people copy and paste it into a thing and they use that. But we're going to go beyond the PDF. We're going to use training and quizzes and other sorts of goodies to grow your email list without just a PDF. Unless you want to do a PDF, there's nothing wrong with the PDF, but we're going to take it to the next level. Ultimate email automation. So this is one of the ones I'm looking forward to the most, because to automate your emails is gold. You need to have at least one or two good automated sequences in your toolbox. Most platforms can do this. This is when one of the sequences I highly recommend is when somebody first joins your list, you need to walk them through the gamut of who you are, what you do, and who you serve. And you also need to acknowledge what brought them onto the list, whether they've downloaded a freebie, whether they've joined a course, whether they joined a workshop, things like that. You want to really just make sure that you are automating a lot of the follow-ups, because what I see a lot of times are people who have email lists. Maybe I'll sign up for their thing and are like, hey, here's the thing, and then I never hear from them again. So that's the wasted opportunity. So we're going to be talking about ultimate email automation in April. And then for May, I have the AI content repurposing party, which is timely because here's the thing. You can't just rely on a single platform anymore. You really need to understand how to make one piece of content and stretch it out over multiple pieces of content. We're talking about reels, clips, audiograms, blogs, articles, things like that, because I know a lot of people, they do this wonderfully long form content, and what happens is that now they may just make it as a Facebook Live, not really do anything with it, and then all of that wonderful information is now lost because the algorithm only keeps that content live or fresh for so long, and then the lifespan kind of dips. So we're going to look back, we're going to do a content audit to look back at all of our social media pages, profiles, and things. I'll show you how to download some of your old content so that you can give it fresh new life. So AI content repurposing party is going to be in May. And then if you ever do any sort of events, whether live, in person, virtual, whatever, event tech toolkit. I don't know why I name things with difficult alliteration. I think it's because I like to torture myself, but event tech toolkit is something that I am excited about. So if you do webinars, workshops, boot camps, you know that even if it's a freebie, a lot of people, when they sign up for something, they don't do it. And that's not because they want to be mean or anything. It's because people forget. And so you have to consider that when you have an event, you're only going to get about half of the people who sign up actually attend. So you have to keep that in mind with your numbers. And the more people that you can get to take action, and the more reminders you give them, or more value you give them before the event, and the more information you give them to actually act on and sign up, join, drive, whatever it is, the better outcome you're going to get. So we're going to cover that, landing pages, funnels, email marketing, and SMS to make your event a success. And then new client onboarding is one of the ones that I'm bringing back. So this one is all about what happens when you get that new coaching client, you get that new whatever client, right? You have to set them up. A lot of coaches, a lot of service-based business providers have questionnaires or an intake process in which they are like now sending out contracts or invoices, payment plans, things like that. And having a system do this for you is magic. A couple of systems I've used before, Dubsado, Honeybook. You can do this with High Level. Really doesn't matter. The point is the process and knowing what software to use to onboard new clients. So look for that in July. And then funnels that sell books. So this is going to be a really cool one. And this is before my birthday too. So maybe it's going to be near and dear to my heart. If you sell books, and actually if you sell products really, but we're going to talk about book funnels, cool things you can do with your book, cool things you can do with ebooks, turning things into lead magnets, turning things into audiobooks, courses, and things you can do with AI. So look out for this. This is going to be August 5th. And then I left the rest of the year very, very, very fluid. So Funnel Fixer Upper is September 2nd. And I don't really know what the scope of this one's going to be. It really depends on the crowdsourced information and what people are asking for. So the subtitle for this one is Because Why Not? So if you have anything that needs repairing or needs another look at, this is probably going to be one that we look at a lot of data and analytics to determine what what needs to be course corrected. And then I have nothing else for October, November, December, because I'm leaving that open and I wanted to leave space. It's very tempting to plan 12 months of workshops, but I said, no, let me plan a couple of months and then see if I need to do an encore, which I'm planning some encores, by the way. But I think it's really important to listen to what people are asking for. And then I don't really know what tools are going to be available 6 months from now, to be honest with you. And that's another thing, is I don't want to lock myself into a particular topic when I don't know if there's going to be some fresh, new, fun topics to talk about later this year. So that's my strategy. So again, look out for that. But if any of this resonates with you, or if you're like, dang, this sounds like a lot of work, I encourage you to book an automation insight session with me so that we can determine what's the best course of action for you, whether it is you want to do that done for you service where me and my team just go in and just do the work for you, or if you want a more done with you type of arrangement where I hold your hand and we kind of walk through it together in a community of like-minded people. So I have those options for you, but it all begins with an automation insight session. So I want to chat with you. So let's talk. And with that, that's all I got to say about that. I will speak to you later and next time. Take care and have a great day. Bye.